Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the International Judo Federation of Russia, and from all our sponsors, welcome to the final block of St. Petersburg World Judo Masters 2017, Russia.
Дорогие друзья, от лица Международной Федерации Дзюдо России и всех наших спонсоров мы рады приветствовать вас на международном турнире Мастерс 2017 в городе Санкт-Петербург, Россия.
Dear friends, 1 minute to go. Let's go, St. Petersburg. Clap your hands.
До начала остается ровно 1 минута. Поприветствуем спортсменов. Громкие аплодисменты.
Good afternoon and welcome to the World Judo Masters, the final IJF World Judo Tour event of 2017. We are in Russia's second largest city, the beautiful and historic city of St. Petersburg, Russia's cultural capital. And in this final block, we're going to bring you all the medal matches from this first of 2 days of competition. And the first of these is a bronze medal contest in the 48 kilo category between Jongbyo Kyung of the Republic of Korea and Chernovitsky of Hungary. There'll be Judo in the red, Chernovitsky in blue. Have a look at the two fighters. 7 and 17 on the world ranking list, respectively. Kyung up there in the top 10 of the 48 kilo. Olympic
Встречается бронзовая весовая категория до 48 килограмм. Девушки.
The number 2 in blue judo representing Mongolia. 2017 Asian Championship and World Championship silver medalist, number 1 at the World Judo ranking, in white for Brazil, gold medalist at Baku Grand Slam this year, Stephanie Koyama. The number 1 in blue judo representing Hungary, London Olympic Games bronze medalist, 2 times European champion, Chernovitsky.
Well, if anything,
and in white for Korea, Olympic Games
has probably got the edge on Kyung today. Kyung hasn't looked at her. Battle for grips as you'd expect. Fighter wanting the edge to set a little low left-sided touch, actually very quickly in. Young, but she only succeeds in spinning Chernovitsky over her outstretched left leg and doesn't have the top half of the body to finish off. Trying to ambush Chernovitsky early on. Trapping the sleeve, John, a little bit of foot tapping, searching for where to place that right hand. Attacks. 2.5 minutes still to go. A little Hizaguruma maybe from Chernovitsky if she would just attack the right knee. Jung went to the tatami. Chernovitsky had a quick look at something in Nearwaza but decided against it. They're back up on their feet now. 2:20 odd left to go. Nervous start from both fighters. As I said, Jeong hasn't looked at her best today. Both fighters pick up penalties for avoiding to take a grip. Well, that little push down at the end there from Jeong resulted in her picking up the first score. There was a little out of position, Chernovitsky there, and there was just enough momentum from Jeong to catch Chernovitsky and push her onto her back. She rolled her onto her back, didn't put her flat on there. So Wazari was the score. A little over a minute left to go. Jeong leading by the single score. Chernovitsky looking a little bit frustrated there. It's not over by any means. A minute is plenty of time for Chernovitsky to come back. Attacks on the right side. Doesn't let Chernovitsky get a grip. As soon as she gets her hands on, she's in for the attack. And now a chance to burn some of that time on the clock by just working Chernovitsky on the ground, who wants to get back up. She wants to be on her feet. But Jeong in control, and for as long as she's working and busy and in control, then the referee will allow them to work in Newaza. 30 seconds burned off the clock there, cleverly by Jeong. And now, having only picked up one penalty, she can just be that little bit careful here to avoid getting caught up in anything. She can actually be a little bit defensive and hold on to that lead. Chernovitsky is the one who's got to come forward now. Risk getting caught as she opens up in an attempt to pull the score back. No time, however. Jeong, very clever, has worked this well, and this one is going to the Korean. Jeong Bo-kyung of the Republic of Korea takes the first of the bronze medals here.
That number one, bronze medalist in white for Korea, Jeong Bo-kyung. And on mat two,
well, even on a bad day, then, Jeong Bo-kyung has demonstrated that she's got enough about her to get past, well, at least Chernovitsky in the top 20 in the world. A little bit earlier on, she'd lost out to Russia's Irina Dolgova. And then in the repechage contest, she overcame Shira Rishoni of Israel. So not her best day, but as I say, still enough to come out on top. Let's have a look at some of the highlights. Right, we come now to the final of the under 48 kilo category. And the Russians should be pretty happy with this one. Into the final is Irina Dolgova of Russia. She faces the current world champion, Tanaki Funa of Japan. It's Dolgova in the white judogi, Tanaki in blue. Well, of course, it's going to be a big ask facing someone like Tanaki in the final.
Welcome the referee from Gabon, Mr. Jean-Claude Jimby.
Wasn't that long ago that
And now, please welcome the athletes.
Tanaki was walking away with the world title. Jean-Claude Jimby of Gabon is the referee in the middle of this one. Then there's a look at Dolgova. Under normal circumstances, you might say, well, I might say, Dolgova would have the edge on a lot of fighters. She's got excellent newaza, but she's up against the newaza expert herself in Tanaki Funo. All the Japanese lightweights renowned for their prowess on the ground. So no advantage here, evenly matched as far as the ground game is concerned. And if anything, perhaps Tanaki with the edge standing up. Just a little bit more combative. Dolgova's got great ashiwaza, however. Good footwork. May be able to surprise Tanaki with something on the ground. Something with the feet, that is. Nice strong effort, right-sided, with the Morote Seonagi. They've not fought previously, Dolgova and Tanaki. Almost around the waist. A chance there for a Maki Komi, but she was in a bad position. She hadn't really set that up herself. Almost fell into it. Little stab at left Ojigari again from Tanaki, but Dolgova's defending that. A little Sumigeshi effort from Dolgova, but she's fairly safe because she attempted that on the mat edge and they moved off the competition area. The referee then called mate. Haven't seen any footwork yet from Dolgova. That's where I think she's dangerous. Well, Tanaki hasn't been at her blistering best. That was another effort on that side with the Senagi. She would have come off the wrong side. Tanaki had Dolgova executed that technique. It wasn't exactly what she wanted. A little over a minute and a half left to go. Moving nicely, Dolgova. Chance to go over on that left side again. It's an attack. It's not going to catch Tanaki, but at least she keeps up the tempo. She's not going to fall behind and pick up a penalty, which is exactly what has happened to Tanaki. So single Shido picked up by Tanaki, a little over a minute left to go. Ojigari left-sided from Dolgova, but it was a weak effort, and Tanaki almost countered that. Yeah, I chatted with Annette Berm earlier on about the possibility of a combination from Dolgova, starting with the Ojigari. She hasn't been able to bring it off yet, but that's what she's working on, over the top with the left arm. Got to attack as soon as that left arm goes over, and a counter. Whoa, that was close. Not quite enough control to claim a score. Just got to make sure that she keeps Tanaki out from close quarters on the ground. 20-odd seconds left to go. Single Shido against Tanaki, and that was a nice effort there. Just managed to get the left arm down to stop her from picking up or giving up a score. A few optimistic fans from the Japanese side screaming for Wazari. Got to be careful that the leg doesn't come out. Well, that is golden score period now. Well, the advantage as they go into golden score is with Dolgova. Because a single penalty now by Tanaki would give the contest to Dolgova, whereas Dolgova can actually afford to pick up a penalty and still be in it. The best thing, however, would be a score. It'd be nice if this could be won by a positive score and not a penalty. Anyway, we shall see. That movement there driving Dolgova off the contest area. There won't be a penalty there because they left the competition area after an attacking move, so no penalty. You can't step out of the area. Ouchigari again from Dolgova. It's the left-sided effort from Dolgova that's kept her in the contest, really. Every time she's needed to attack, she's managed to come up with that little left Ouchigari attack. Oy. Well, Tanaki appeared to go to ground without any real effort. There really wasn't any attack from Tanaki there. Lucky to get away without a false attack penalty. Almost walked on to the left Ipponsenagi, did Tanaki. And now Dolgova's just got to make sure that she keeps up the attacks. It's the second time that she's collapsed there. They're thinking about it, aren't they? Yeah, false attack. It was the second time. But he doesn't give a penalty. It looked as though he was about to give a penalty. And then he didn't. Okay. Over on that left side with that left arm. Got to attack immediately. Dolgova really battling away here. Careful on the ground. Can't afford to get in a bad position here. Yeah, well fought there by Dolgova. Twisting and turning, wriggling out of a difficult position. Took a lot of energy out of the young Russian. Well, she's keeping up the attacks. That's the best thing. Beginning to tire now as the pressure from Tanaki Funa begins to tell. Wonder when we're going to see another left Ouchigari. I haven't seen that little Diashibarai that Dolgova employs from time to time. Again, it's some footwork. Almost countered, but Dolgova goes onto a front. That was a big attack from Dolgova. Just got to be careful again on the ground not to get tied up. This is good defense on the ground against, as I said earlier, an expert in Newaza. They're both very good on the ground, and it's been an interesting battle between the pair. There's a big attack from Dolgova that almost got countered by Tanaki. So it's all even as far as the attacks are concerned. 2:25 already of golden score gone. Dolgova got to try to be first. Left arm goes over, almost comes up with a counter again, Tanaki. She's just a little bit slow to attack when that left arm goes over. Just taking her time to get to her feet here. Breathing heavily. Tanaki beginning to hunt down Dolgova coming forward as the Russian steps back. Yeah, she's tiring very quickly here. Tanaki wasted that position, to be honest. Once she'd got Dolgova to the ground, should have made more of that. From this position, you've got to try to get between the legs. She didn't do it. Dolgova's really spent energy-wise. Tanaki must know that and just force this through here. 3 minutes of golden score already, 7 minutes of actual fighting time. And it really looks like Tanaki has got this one. That was the little Diashi Barai, but it didn't threaten Tanaki. There just isn't enough power and timing left in Dolgova. Tanaki always first to the attacks now. She's the one who's threatening, just missed out with that Osodagari. Just shaping to take Dolgova off to the rear. And if he doesn't call for a passivity penalty now, he will after this next cycle, well, unless Dolgova attacks first. Maybe just squeezed out an attack there, did Dolgova. But she's finished. There just isn't any energy left. Now's the time for Tanaki really to push home here and take this. Dolgova almost out on her feet. Get the timing right, get both hands on, and finish off with a strong attack. Dolgova still manages to come up with a left-sided Murata Seoinage. Well, I didn't think she had anything left in her. It was enough to attack, but not enough to get back up to her feet. We've just had that single Shido early on, and now we're into the third part of the contest, really. We had the first, we've had 4 minutes of golden score, now 26 added seconds. 4 minutes 28 of golden score. Huge effort needed from Dolgova to keep going. Tanaki still looking the more likely of the two to take this. Ojigari left-sided from Tanaki. Dolgova comes back left-sided with her own Seotoshi. Neither of them really effective, but both good enough to claim attacks. And now it's Dolgova attempting the Osai Waza. Here's a chance for a turnover. And now left-sided, there won't be any energy left from Dolgova to fight this one. It's Osai Komi with the Kezukatami. She taps out there. And that is that. What a battle that was. A big round of applause from the crowd for Dolgova, who gave everything, to be honest, out on her feet. Maybe even after 2 minutes of golden score, she managed 5+. Tanaki Funa just kept banging away there, and without really looking spectacular. Just kept up the rate of attacks, kept the pressure on. And in the end, Dolgova falling in Newaza, where we spoke about the prowess of both the fighters on the ground. And maybe it was inevitable that the win would come from something on the ground. Tanaki Funa, the current world champion, now takes the World Masters title here in St. Petersburg. Irina Dolgova of Russia is the silver medalist. Let's take a look at some of the highlights.
First gold medal at World Judo Masters. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see the highlights of this final on the screen.
Дорогие друзья, лучшие моменты этой встречи прямо сейчас на экране.
Well, she was made to work for it. No easy fights at the Masters. Dolgova took her all the way. Good little battle that was. Right, we come to the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 60 kilo category. Eric Takabatake of Brazil faces Dashtava Amatuvshin of Mongolia. It's Takabatake in the white judogi, Dashtava in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Gostini Balash of Hungary. Dashtava overcame another Brazilian earlier on this morning when he defeated Felipe Pelim in the opening round. He then went on to defeat Guzman Kyrgyzbayev of Kazakhstan before losing out to Nagayama Ryuju of Japan. Takabatake, for his part, defeated Bekir Ozlu before losing out to Sharafuddin Lutfilayev of Uzbekistan. Takabatake had to get past Islam Yashuev of Russia in the repechage contest to take his place against Dashtava in this, the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 60 kilo category. Nice strong grip there from Dashtava as he places the right arm up and around the collar. Little sumigashi over on the left side. But Takabatake is up to defending that. Dashtava's an exciting looking fighter. Almost came up with the counter to that Uchimata effort from Takabatake. Not over yet. That grip is still nice and strong. Takabatake with the left arm around the right waist there, not to attack, just to block any effort from the Mongolian. Didn't need it in the end. 220 odd left to go. Again, the right arm around the body, bringing Takabatake close into Dashtava is the threat from the Mongolian. That's where Takabatake is going to have to look out. Well, you can't call for a false attack if you block it. And Takabatake just blocked that. Dashtava picked up a penalty there. Not quite sure what it's for. I missed the signal. It was his birthday yesterday, Dashtava. I don't think he was out partying, though. Single Shido against Dashtava. Maybe he'll party tonight if he can take a medal here. He'll feel like celebrating. Uchimata, right-sided. It was a weak effort, though. Only managed to get the right leg in never really threatened him. Little Kojigari brings Takabatake down onto his knees. And now the Brazilian picks up a penalty for passivity. So any advantage that may have been perceived by Dashtova having picked up a penalty, that's gone now as they both receive penalties. Inside the last minute, Takabatake getting close with the arms close round the body. Again, close battle here with the grips. Takabatake's been in a couple of times when they've gripped up closely. Dashtova hasn't been able to take advantage of it. He's the fighter with the better reputation for close quarters fighting. Just hasn't been in a strong enough position to pull off anything yet. A couple of seconds left to go, and then we'll have a period of golden score. Right, we're right back underway. Immediately, no break. Straight into the golden score period. And again, Dashtova searching for a grip that will bring Takabatake in closer. And Takabatake, to be honest, didn't like that grip, collapsed under the pressure. Couldn't see an attack from the Brazilian there, but he got away with it.
The number 2, golden score.
Oh, they did put one on the board. Sorry. Okay. Thought that was the case. Left-sided effort from Takabatake. That wasn't that bad. Dashtova moving off to his left to try and avoid that. Another good strong grip here. Kojigari brings Takabatake down to his knees. He just turns away from Dashtova to avoid that pressure. Good bit of pressure from the Mongolian there. That was the grip around the body on the belt that had Takabatake getting a little bit nervous. Dashtova searching for something that really wasn't there. It wasn't the best of efforts from Takabatake, but it was strong enough. Really isn't up to Dashtova to ask the referee for a false attack. Sumigeshi from Dashtova. That left arm around the body from Takabatake, as I said earlier, is just there to try and slow Dashtova down. It's not an attacking grip. Almost onto his side there. Well, it must be Christmas then. I was going to say, a score like that, it would have to be Christmas to give that one. Sorry. And they quickly got rid of that. Dashtova again on the attack, almost getting caught with the ashi, was a step away from it. Well, Dashtova's definitely doing the more attacking here. Another big effort from him should see off the challenge of the Brazilian. Again, the Sumigeshi. Well, it'd be a shame if it goes out now, but Dashtova has done more of the attacking. So it wouldn't be a surprise, but would be a pity. So it is. Takabatake knows it's coming his way, picks up the Shido. It's a second Shido. And in the golden score period, it's Dashtova who takes that bronze medal.
Bronze medalist in blue for Mongolia, Dashtava Amartushi.
Happy times for Dashtava Amartushi, who had his birthday yesterday, and we were, well, I was wondering anyway, whether he'd be able to celebrate tonight. He will be. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Well, we weren't able to come up with a positive score. It was a reasonable little battle between the two. I'm not sure, actually, if Dashtava had ever come up against Takabatake before. I think he fought him last year at a Grand Prix in Tbilisi and defeated him then, but it's just the once that they'd gone head-to-head. So 2 wins in a row for Dashtava and an end-of-year bronze medal at the Masters to celebrate when he gets back to Mongolia. I don't think he's going to wait until he gets back. He'll celebrate tonight with his buddies. There are quite a few of them here competing, so no reason why they shouldn't celebrate tonight, now that all the fighting is over and done with. Well, we've got the final coming up shortly. Stay with us for that. Let's hope we get some fireworks in there as well.
Second medal for Uzbekistan. You can see the highlights.
Well, they managed to get a reasonable crowd in here for day one of the World Masters. In fact, we'll be here for the next couple of years. So get used to visiting St. Petersburg. They put on a good show here. A few of the fans with their phones out to take selfies of them, and principal among them is Hashbata Saganbata of Mongolia. He's on their coaching staff now, but former world champion at under 66 kilos. Olympic bronze medal winner under 60 kilos. He was going through the weights. We come now to the final of the under 60 kilo category. Francisco Garrigos of Spain faces Nagayama Ryuju of Japan. It's Garrigos in the white judogi, Nagayama in blue.
Welcome the referee from Italy,
Lutfilayev, Yashuev and Revol were downed by Garrigos on his way to the final. Dashtava, Shvirabadze and Uresboyev by Nagayama. The referee in the middle for this one, Roberto Culia of Italy. Wonder if Dad's watching on. Referee and commissioner for the International Judo Federation himself, Tonino. Right, a big ask for the former junior world champion, Francisco Garrigos. Let's see how he gets on here. Number 6 on the world ranking list, Garrigos. Won the Junior World Championships back in 2014. Did Garrigos. Showed his promise quite a while ago. Nagayama Ryuju ranked a few places lower down, both in the top 10 though. Garrigos at 5 and Nagayama at 9. Only 21. Nagayama Ryuju. He succeeded Garrigos as the junior world champion. He won it in 2015. Well, he's done that 2 or 3 times today, has Nagayama. That's his go-to technique. Beautifully executed there.
And the gold medalist in 2017, World Judo Masters champion in blue for Japan.
Garrigos goes over to Nagayama, not for the first time, however. It was the 3rd meeting of those two, and it's the 3rd defeat for Garrigos. Nagayama Ryuju is the World Masters champion. Let's take a look at some highlights.
You can see the highlights of this final on the screen.
Дорогие друзья, прямо сейчас на экране лучшие моменты этой встречи.
Dear spectators, the first awarding ceremony for women under 48 kilo.
We've got the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 48 kilo category coming up now.
Presented by Development Manager of the International Judo Federation and President of the International Judo Fund, Mr. Arkady Rotenberg. Bronze medalists are representing Mongolia, Murkhbat Uramtsetsek, and representing Korea, Chon Bo-kyung.
The bronze medals go first of all to Murkhbat Uramtsetsek of Mongolia. And also to Chon Bo-kyung of the Republic of Korea.
Silver medalist for Russia, Irina Dolgova.
The silver medal goes to Irina Dolgova of Russia.
And gold medalist in 2017 World Judo Masters champion for Japan, Tonaki Funa.
Well, the gold medal goes to Tonaki Funa of Japan, and the medals are being presented by the president of the International Judo Fund, Mr. Arkady Rotenberg.
Presented by the Vice President of Russian Judo Federation, Mr. Valentin Khabirov.
The Vice President of the Russian Judo Federation, Mr. Valentin Khabirov, is presenting the flowers.
And the Matryoshkas will be presented by Deputy of Russia State Duma, Mr. Viktor Zuba.
And Viktor Zuba, the Vice Deputy of the Russian Duma, is presenting the Matryoshka. Dolgova can still raise a smile. Must be disappointed, but World Master silver medal, that's not a bad one. good end to the year for Dolgova. Now the national anthem of Japan.
Thank you very much. Now, family picture with VIP and judoka.
Дорогие друзья, а прямо сейчас фото на память.
Munkbat and Jeong were the bronze medalists. Dolgova took the silver. It was Tonaki who came away with the gold. Right, we've got the under 52 kilo category bronze medal contest coming up next. And we're going to see the contest between Alexandra Larissa Florian of Romania. She's up against Jessica Pereira of Brazil. It's Florian in the white judogi, Pereira in blue. Both of these in the top 20 in the world. Referee in the middle for this one, Everardo Garcia of Mexico. We were in Mexico last year for the World Masters in Guadalajara. But we're going to be here for, well, this year and the next 2 years, so 3 years. The Russians have got the Masters here in St. Petersburg.
Jessica Pereira, and in white judogi representing Romania, 2017 Baku Grand Slam gold medalist.
There's a look at Larissa Florian, and there is Jessica Pereira. Well, Florian may want to take things standing up because Pereira is quite handy on the ground. Got nice movement, the Romanian. Tall and leggy, mind you, Pereira is pretty tall for 52 kilos. They drift off to that far side very quickly, and Florian trapping the sleeve. Looking to go over on the left side, Florian, and Pereira right-sided. Just about enough to come up with a score, bringing Pereira down. Pereira bringing Florian down for Wazara. Yeah, there was enough there. A little bit of Kosodagari, and over went Florian. A little over 2.5 minutes left to go. Pereira with the lead. And they just want to have a look at this and make sure. That call on the tatami is under review now. This is a time when they can decide, having had another look, whether the call stands or not, but the call has been overturned and there is no score. 2:20 odd left to go. Just drifting off the mat. He would call mate there. Both fighters fancy their chances with some ashiwaza. Maybe we'll see one of them come up with a score. Well, you can see why Florian wants to fight her contest on the mat edge. She's not that keen on getting involved in the middle of the contest area. She wants to try and avoid any possibility of getting caught up in newaza. Oh, but she's got the throwing skills, though. And over goes Pereira. Beautifully done from Florian. A good lead now, no? That was beautifully done. And they've had another look at that and decided that that was worth a little bit more than the initial Wazari score that they gave out. Florian given Ippon for that one. Disappointment for Jessica Pereira of Brazil, a 5th place finish for her. But it's Larissa Florian who takes bronze here in St. Petersburg. Let's have a look at some of the highlights from this one. Well, there will be a little bit of debate about the classification of that technique, but for me, it's the shape and the attack of her intent, which was left-sided uchimata. The fact that she catches the right leg really doesn't change it for me. Pereira was trying to defend that and looked to drop the right leg to defend it. Over she went, and an Ippon was given. Well, we've seen a couple of weight categories, the 48 and under 48 kilos and the under 60 kilo category. We've got the under 52 kilo category to come, and that should bring some more cheer for the Russians, because in that final, we'll be able to have a look at Natalia Kuzyutina, the bronze medalist from the Rio Olympics in 2016. She'll be up against Amandine Bouchard of France. It'll be a first head-to-head between those two. I think it wasn't that long ago that Amandine Bouchard made her way up from under 48 kilos. She'd previously competed for France at under 48 kilos, but has come up a weight category and now settled in quite well at under 52. You can see by the fact that she's made her way into the Masters final, and it's a good, strong field as well. We had Erica Miranda in there as the #1 seed, and it was Bouchard who defeated Erica Miranda in the first of the semi-finals. Gilly Cohen was the #2 seed. She fell in the first round to Jessica Pereira, who we've just seen. The #3 seed was Distria Krasniki of Kosovo, and the #4 seed was Alexandra Florian, who took that bronze medal from Pereira in the previous contest. And the winner of, well, not the winner of this competition, but whomsoever it is that finishes at the top of the world rankings in each of the 14 weight categories. We've got 14 weight categories, but whomsoever finishes as number one will receive $50,000 in prize money. So there's plenty of incentive to try and make sure that you are at the top of the world ranking list. Of course, if it's really close and you're in this kind of competition, you want to make sure that you finish strongly. As far as the under 52 kilo category is concerned, well, Erica Miranda started the day off as the number one, world number one. She's very likely to finish there. I can't see anybody overhauling the Brazilian at this late stage, because the other competitors in that weight on the ranking list are not here. Shishimi Ai of Japan, Marlinda Kell-Mendy, Gilly Cohen, we said, lost out, so she's not going to threaten there, and Distra Krasniki. So really, it is happy times for Erica Miranda. All right, so stay with us. We'll bring you more action from the opening day of competition at the International Judo Federation World Judo Masters 2017 from St. Petersburg, Russia.
And the bronze medalist in blue for Brazil, Erica Miranda. This is the first medal for Erica Miranda at World Judo Masters. And on mat 1, bronze medalist was Alexandra Larisa Florian from Romania. This was also first medal at World Judo Masters. Dear spectators, you can see the highlights of this bronze medal contest on the screen.
Дорогие друзья, лучшие моменты этих встреч прямо сейчас на экране.
And you can see the victory of Erica Miranda, Brazil.
We come now to the final of the under 52 kilo category. Amandine Bouchard of France faces Natalia Kuzyutina of Russia. It's Bouchard in the white judogi, Kuzyutina in blue.
The referee for this final is from Finland, Mr. Veli-Matti Karinkanta. And now, dear friends, please welcome the athletes.
The referee in the middle for this one is Veli-Matti Karinkanta of Finland. Well, Bouchard will want some revenge here because she lost out to Kuzyutina a couple of months ago at the World Championships in the repechage stage. A chance for Bouchard to get a bit of revenge. Both fighters guilty of taking strong grips and then using them negatively. Nothing wrong in taking a strong grip, but the idea is to take it and then do something positive and strong with it. Bouchard and Kuzyutina penalized for just blocking down. First minute out of the way and a penalty apiece. Kuzyutina looks to go over on the left side and Bouchard almost in a position to counter that attack. Strong Ashiwaza attempt there from Bouchard. It's just as well that she didn't connect with Kuzyutina's left ankle. Well, one man started it off and the crowd joined in, trying to get some support behind Natalia Kuzyutina, the home crowd. Just lost contact with the hands there. Now a bit of pressure coming from Kuzyutina here. Well defended by Bouchard. Going to take a little bit more than that to unsettle Amandine Bouchard. She's in good form at the moment, the French fighter. Two high-quality, experienced fighters here going at it. A little sumigaeshi effort on the left-hand side from Kuzyutina. Just threatens Bouchard for a moment before the French fighter is able to cover up and defend. Kuzyutina looking to use the sumigaeshi to get Bouchard involved in some groundwork there. And it's Bouchard who picks up a second penalty. Just a few attacks from Kozyutina were strong enough to give her the edge. So a second penalty to Bouchard as we approach the end of normal time.
Golden score.
Right, we're going to need golden score to sort this one out. What to look out for? Just look out for who's the most aggressive of the two, who puts in the better attacks, and then who keeps up the rate of attacks. That's in the event that there's no score, or that Bouchard avoids picking up another penalty. Kozyutina can pick one up and still remain in the contest. Uchimata right-sided from Bouchard. Not quite in a position for Kozyutina to pick up and execute the Uranagi. That was what she was thinking about. Very, very close between these two. Right-sided effort, but immediately defended by Kozyutina. Bouchard just tidying things up. We're back underway. Wasn't the best looking effort from Bouchard, quite a long way away from the target area. Well over 2 minutes into golden score now. Bouchard still at a slight disadvantage, having picked up 2 penalties. It's Kozyutina who could really bring this home. A couple of good attacks just to keep herself ahead of the French fighter. But Bouchard's moved nicely into the 52 kilo category. Hasn't taken her that long to settle down and to get herself into the top 10 in the world. Always difficult to move weight categories, but Bouchard has made it look, if not simple, but certainly manageable. Yeah, that was a good score. And that's what Kozyutina has been looking to do, to get into a position where she can bring her across an outstretched leg and come up with a score. Well, happy times then for Russia. They're going to get to hear their national anthem. That single score in golden score, 3 minutes, just a little over 3 minutes of golden score by Natalia Kuzyutina of Russia. Gives her and the Russians a gold medal. World Masters champion Natalia Kuzyutina, silver for Amandine Bouchard.
Natalia Kuzyutina, золотая медаль.
This is the second gold medal for Natalia Kuzyutina, Russia, at Masters.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights.
Amandine Bouchard for France takes silver medal. Dear friends, you can see the highlights of this final on the screen and the victory of Natalia Kuzyutina, Russia.
We've got the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 60 kilo category taking place now. Let's take a look and see who the medal winners are.
The medals will be presented by International Judo Federation guest and Academy Award winner, Mr. Adrian Brody. Bronze medalists are representing Uzbekistan.
Adrian Brody is going to be presenting the medals. And the bronze medals go, first of all, to Sharafuddin Lutfilayev of Uzbekistan and to Dashtava Amatufshin of Mongolia. Silver medal goes to Francisco Garrigos of Spain. But the gold medal goes to Nagayama Ryuju of Japan.
The prize money and flowers will be presented by Vice President of the Russian Judo Federation, Mr. Mikhail Cherkasov.
Misha Cherkasov is presenting the flowers.
And the Matryoshkas will be presented by Head of Event Department of the Russian Judo Federation, Mr. Anatoly Laryukov.
And the Matryoshka being presented by Anatoly Laryukov. What a fighter he was. He actually represented Belarus and is now working for the Russian Judo Federation. These fellas are a little bit lighter than his weight category. He competed at under 73 kilos. And now the national anthem of Japan.
Thank you very much. Now, family picture with VIPs and judoka.
Well, it's a chance for the judoka to have their photograph taken with Adrian Brody. Or maybe it's a chance for Adrian Brody to have his photograph taken with some judoka. Whichever way you look at it, that's the picture that you're looking at now. The bronze medals were won by Lutfilayev and Dashtova. The silver went to Garrigos, but it was Nagayama of Japan who took the gold medal. Right, coming up next, the bronze medal contest in the under 66 kilo category. Mikhail Pulyaev of Russia faces Vaza Margvelashvili of Georgia. It's Pulyaev in the white judogi, Margvelashvili in blue.
Please welcome the referees.
The referee in the middle for this one, Ramzi Shamirov of Tajikistan.
Обладатель бронзовой медали большого шлема в Баку, представитель Израиля Барух Шмаилов в синем кимоно. В белом кимоно представитель Бразилии, обладатель серебряной медали большого шлема в Екатеринбурге Чарльз Чибанов.
In blue judogi representing Georgia, 2017 World Championship.
Pulyaev, number 12 in the world. Margvelashvili up there at number 3. So as far as the world ranking list is concerned, it's the Georgian who comes in here as the favorite. We shall see. There were 4 Russians in the weight category this morning. A few of them fell by the wayside. Oh, quickly onto the arm here, Pulyaev, but Margvelashvili just managing to get that left arm out and into safety. Only 1 Russian made it into a medal fight. Oh, dumped completely. Well, Margvelashvili fancies his chances of having dumped him for Ippon. I kind of agree with him. Well, he's actually on his side. I mean, the referee's actually quite right here. If you just close the landing, and look where he is. He's in a perfect position to see the back. That, for me, is a good decision. He hasn't said about the flight or the fact that Margvelashvili smashed him. He's gone by the rule. This is not flat on his back. He's on his side. That's a good decision from the referee. He didn't judge the flight. He threw him into next week as far as, the dojo is concerned, but we're not in the dojo at the moment. This is a competition, and competition has rules. Those rules are you've got to throw your opponent flat on his back. He didn't do that, and the referee made an excellent decision. That was a good call. Margvelashvili fancied that was Ippon. Unfortunately for him, it wasn't. Pulyaev lives to fight another day with a little over 2.5 minutes still to come. Everyone who does judo in the competition hall knows that Pulyaev got unceremoniously dumped there, but only for Wazari, not Ippon. So he's still in it. Good battle now. Pulyaev just gathering himself after having been caught by Margvelashvili. Little Ashiwaza from the Georgian just to unsettle Pulyaev as he looks to set something up. Just a little bit over defensive now, Margvelashvili. Got to be careful here. Pulyaev has got to make something happen here. Really can't be looking at getting Margvelashvili penalised. Got to come up with a score. It's a single score, and Pulyaev's got good throwing skills. Looks to go left-sided. Toshi from Margvelashvili, but he comes out of the attack. Just got to stay upright for a minute. It's easy for me to say. I haven't got Pulyaev at the end of my hands. And now Margvelashvili in the best possible place, attacking on the ground with the clock ticking over. Pulyaev wants to be up on his feet. Got to go for it now. All or nothing. There's a medal at stake here. Still in a good position here, Margvelashvili, with time ticking away inside the last 10 seconds. Great effort from the Georgian, having scored early. He then didn't pick up a penalty. He will now. Well, he could very easily have collected a penalty there, but wasn't enough from Pulyaev. Vaza Margvelashvili takes bronze in the under 66 kilo category for Georgia. And I wouldn't have believed it possible this morning if you'd asked me, would the Russians fail to get a medal in the under 66 kilo category? I would have said no. There were 4 good Russians this morning that started the day. Not one of them ended up on the podium. Vaza Margvelashvili of Georgia wins out over Mikhail Pulyaev of Russia. Let's take a look at the highlights.
This is the first medal for Vaza Margvelashvili at World Judo Masters.
На втором татаме бронзовую медаль завоевал Барух Шмаилов, Израиль.
It's also first medal at World Judo Masters for Baruch Shmailov, Israel.
Right, stay with us. We've got the final of the under 66 kilo category coming up next. The final of the under 66 kilo category, Ganbol Kurlan of Mongolia is up against Yeldos Zhumakhanov of Kazakhstan. It's Ganbol in the white judogi, Zhumakhanov in blue. It's the first ever meeting, a first ever head-to-head for this pair. Pulyaev, Flicker and Shmailov, not necessarily in that order, were down by Ganbol. It was Margvelashvili, Chebana and Abdul Jalilov who fell at the hands of Zhumakhanov. The referee in the middle for this one is Vasily Smolin Jr. Well, will there be more celebrations for Mongolia? Looking to take home a hatful of medals from the World Masters. the Mongolians, probably all today. They've got much better chances today than they have later on. Well, tomorrow, that is. It's either today or tomorrow, and I'd go with them winning more medals today than tomorrow. Both fighters bent over defensively at the moment. Really want to be standing up to make it that little bit more attractive. And as a result of that posture, both fighters pick up penalties. Well, there just isn't that amount of room on the tatami. And it was Ganbold who took the risk with almost 3 minutes left, has picked up a second penalty. And he really was careless with the competition area there. There was never that amount of room, and he just wandered off the tatami without an attack. Well, if you speak Mongol or Kazakh, you'd have worked out what they were talking about, the two coaches. I don't speak either, so I'm just going to assume that they were giving them some encouragement. A little over 2 minutes left to go. Ganbold at a real disadvantage here, having already collected 2 penalties. A third penalty will put him out, and we're only halfway through the contest. Shumakhanov can avoid that area. He really wants to get away from there. Doesn't need to get involved in that kind of fight. It's not a bad effort now. Try to work something on the ground. But it doesn't look as though that's going anywhere. And Mr. Smolin calls Mate. There's 1:45 left to go. Well, he gets away with that, Ganbold. It looked as though he had both hands on one side of the gi for a little bit too long, but they didn't call him for it. And we continue. Not quite enough for a score. He goes on to his front there. The Mongolians immediately recognizing that attacking position. Just gives him a push back, but he lands on his front. So there's no score. There comes Ganbold again. Untidy effort from Ganbold. Needs to settle before he comes up with an attack. And now it's Shumakhanov who picks up a second penalty. And right underneath him with that Ippon Seoinage effort. Ganbold beginning to tire here with only 30-odd seconds left to go. Right arm around the back. Trying to come up with a hip technique if he can, and almost getting caught. A little bit early to be calling for a score, coach. Take your time. Well, Ganbold has got some kind of cut there, and he's got to go off to have that tidied up. In the meantime, Shumakhanov can tidy himself up. A few of the Kazakh supporters up on their feet now. Time for a bit of flag waving to get their man G'd up and ready for Ganbol's return. No score, just the 2 penalties apiece. Well, there are probably a few more Mongolian fans in the stands than there are Kazakh. The Kazakhs just happen to have better seats, closer to the mat edge. Yeah, he goes off balance, and it's Ganbol who comes up with the score with 7 seconds left to go, and it's Ippon. That is that. It was the risk. And Zhumakhanov decided he was going to get involved with a Mongolian. In that kind of setting, you're going to come off second best. It's not the kind of battle that you want to run the risk of when your opponent is from Mongolia. They love that kind of close-in, round-the-waist type fighting. And Zhumakhanov lost out. All smiles. Everyone appears to be happy. Zhumakhanov settles for silver. Ganbol happy to take the gold. Let's have a look at some of the highlights.
Also, congratulations with silver medal, Yevgeny Zhumakhanov, Kazakhstan. Dear friends, you can see the highlights of this final and the victory of Ganbol, Mongolia. Dear spectators, the awarding ceremony for the women under 52 kilo.
We come now to the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 52 kilo category, and the medals going to be presented by Vasily Anisimov.
Judo Federation of Russia, Mr. Vasily Anisimov. Bronze medalists are for Brazil, Erika Miranda.
And the bronze medals go first of all to Erika Miranda of Brazil, and to Larissa Florian of Romania.
Silver medalist for France, Amandine Bouchard.
Silver medal goes to Amandine Bouchard of France.
2017 World Judo Masters champion for Russia, Natalia Kuzyutina.
Well, the gold medal goes to Natalia Kuzyutina of Russia.
The prize money and flowers will be presented by Deputy Director of the Federal Center of Sport Teams Preparation, Mr. Dmitry Selivanov. And the Matryoshkas will be presented by Head of Sport Department of the Judo Federation of Russia, Mr. Nikolai Pichonkin.
Nikolai Pachunkin is out there presenting the Matryoshka. He's done a lot of hard work for the Russian Judo Federation, and in particular getting this event up to scratch. His wife had a baby recently as well. Happy times for him. And now the national anthem of Russia.
Дорогие друзья, прямо сейчас традиционная церемония фотографирования наших уважаемых гостей.
Bronze medals went to Miranda and Florian. The silver medal went to Bouchard. But it was Kuzyutina who took the gold medal.
Dear spectators, next contests are bronze medal contests for women under 57 kilo.
Right, the bronze medal contest in the under 57 kilo category. Helene Rossovot of France faces Rafaela Silva of Brazil. It's Rossovot in the white judogi, Silva in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Veli-Matti Karinkanta of Finland.
Никодия Смайт Дэвис, Великобритания, бронзовый призер чемпионата мира.
Tatami 1, in blue judogi, representing Brazil, the current Olympic champion, Rafaela Silva.
There's a look at Helene Rossovot. She prepares to face the current Olympic champion, Rafaela Silva. Well, I've said it already, there are no easy contests in the Masters. Right from the get-go, it's going to be tough. And if Rossovot wants to take a bronze medal here, she's going to have to defeat the Olympic champion in order to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All the top 8 in the world were here in this weight. Every one of the seeded positions was taken. Rossovot picks up a penalty for crushing down her opponent there. Again, that's a position that the fighter can take up. They can bring their opponent down, but they've got to attack right away. They can't just take that position and hold it there and keep their opponent down. Got to put in an attack. Just couldn't come up with the push at the end. Got into a good position on the right side, Rossovot, but couldn't finish off. 2.5 minutes left to go. No scorers yet. Silva backed up into that far left corner. Resovo putting on a little bit of pressure here. Got the right arm up around the collar, Uchimata, but Silva steps off that and comes back with a little ashiwaza of her own. Silva just tidying things up before she gets back underway. We've had 2 minutes so far. Just the single Shido. Nice work off the sleeves there, but it almost countered from Silva. Managed to avoid getting caught up. But she's just a little bit off the pace and she picks up a penalty for passivity. Three and 4 in the world, Silva and Resovo. Silva at number 3. Oh, good score. Absolutely lovely. Uchimata right-sided from Helene Resovo. Well, it's the 3rd time that Resovo has downed Silva. Can you believe it? The place where you want to do the win, really, is at the Olympic Games. That hasn't happened yet. But she wins out here and takes a bronze medal. Let's have a look at the highlights.
Dear spectators, you can see the highlights of this bronze medal contest on the screen.
Дорогие друзья, прямо сейчас лучшие моменты этих встреч на экране.
We come now to the final of the under 57 kilo category. Dortsurin Sumia of Mongolia faces Yoshida Tsukasa of Japan. It's Dortsurin in the white judogi, Yoshida in blue. That head-to-head is striking for a couple of reasons. 4 times they've gone head-to-head, and it's 3-1, the lead for Yoshida. However, the single win in the column for Dortsurin was at this year's World Championships in Budapest. Gostini Balas is the referee in the middle for this one. And I suppose Yoshida would swap the other 3 for that one. When it came to the big one, the World Championship final, it was Dortsurin who came out the winner. So it's a repeat of the final of the World Championships. Dortsurin in the white judogi, Yoshida in blue. It's the current world champion up against the world silver medalist. If you missed it in Budapest, here it is one more time. First minute gone. No score yet. Yoshida is who picks up the penalty for a false attack. And now Yoshida attacks, but it's Dordtsuren who comes back with a little low left-sided Morote Seanagi that the Japanese steps off. A little over a minute and a half left to go. Just a single Shido against Yoshida. Tries to go left-sided, but Dordtsuren blocks that. And now Dordtsuren having to defend on the ground. Won't want to spend too long down there. Don't want to get dragged in and then turned. So she managed to defend that effort from Yoshida inside the last minute then, the last minute of normal time. Yeah, good strong effort with the left Osotogari from Yoshida. Dordtsuren just falling behind on attacks now. Really going to have to come up with something. Yoshida just ahead on attacks for me. She's picked up that single Shido, but Dordtsuren has got to come back with something now. Not really strong enough. Well, we're into the golden score period anyway. Let's see what happens here.
Golden score.
Again, it's Yoshida to attack first. Nice little Ashiwaza effort there from Dordtsuren, however. Almost caught her with the Hisaguruma, or Ashiguruma maybe. Ippon Senagi left-sided from Dordtsuren, just beginning to get back into it. Two good Osotogari efforts from Yoshida again. Just to level things. First minute of golden score gone. few of the Japanese fans wearing Komatsu vests. Suppose that is Yoshida's team back home in Japan. Cheers of Sumiya, Sumiya ring out. Plenty of Mongolian fans here. Again, thinking about going over on that left side with the Ippon Seoinage, Do Tsuren. Yeah, it's a good battle. Nice and even. Still the single Shido against Yoshida. She can't afford a single error. A little bit too far away with that Osadagari. Once it's failed once, better to try and get back into a strong position rather than attacking from a weak one. The temptation is to have another stab, and she fell into that temptation. Reasonable effort from Do Tsuren. She always manages to come up with something on that left side. There it is again. She's actually going right underneath Yoshida. There's no real chance of catching her. That was a poor one. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, that really wasn't too clever. And Do Tsuren Sumiya of Mongolia wins it. Well, well, well. Do Tsuren Sumiya of Mongolia repeating her feat of defeating Yoshida Tsukashi. She did that in the final of the World Championships and now follows it up here in the final of the World Masters. Let's take a look at some of the highlights.
These are the highlights of this final on the screen and the victory of Do Tsuren Sumiya, Mongolia. Дорогие друзья, прямо сейчас на экране лучшие моменты. Now we start the awarding ceremony for men under 66 kilo.
We've got the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 66 kilo category. The medals will be presented by the president of the European Judo Union, Mr. Sergei Soloveichik.
European Judo Union, Mr. Sergei Soloveichik. Bronze medalists are for Israel, Baruch Shmailov, and for Georgia, Vaja Margvelashvili.
The first of the bronze medals goes to Baruch Shmailov of Israel and to Vaza Margvelashvili of Georgia.
Silver medalist for Kazakhstan, Yildiz Zhumakanov.
Silver medal goes to Yildiz Zhumakanov of Kazakhstan.
Champion for Mongolia, Gunbold Khelne.
The gold medal goes to Gunbold Khelne of Mongolia.
Will be presented by Vice President of the Russian Judo Federation, Mr. Tamerlan Tmenov.
Flowers are being presented by the Vice President of the Russian Judo Federation, Tamerlan Tmenov, the Olympic silver medalist. From the Athens Olympic Games and a bronze medalist at the Olympic Games back in Sydney as well.
And the Matryoshkas will be presented by the Vice President of the St. Petersburg Judo Federation, Mr. Viktor Yakovlev. Dear spectators, please rise for the national anthem of Mongolia.
And now the national anthem of Mongolia.
Thank you very much. Now, family picture with VIPs and judoka.
Дорогие друзья, а прямо сейчас традиционная церемония фотографирования наших почетных гостей и спортсменов.
Shmylov and Margvelashvili were the bronze medalists. Zhumakhanov took the silver, but it was Ganbold who walked away with the gold. Right, we come now to the bronze medal contest in the under 73 kilo category. Tommy Macias of Sweden faces Gyozjon Baboyev of Uzbekistan. It's Macias in the white judogi, Baboyev in blue. Two top 10 fighters going head to head here. This is the third time that they're going to face each other. And it's 1-1 in this series. The referee in the middle for this one is Miss Amano Akiko of Japan.
The dummy one in blue for Uzbekistan, winner of the Tbilisi Grand Prix this year, Gyozjon Baboyev. And in white for Sweden, last year Abu Dhabi Grand Slam gold medalist, Tommy Macias.
All right, we're underway. Macias and Baboyev. Baboyev shaping over on that right side. Having a good look at long limbs of Macias. Yeah, neither fighter in total control there. No arguments about it in the end. Makikomi effort there from Macias on the right side, and now Baboyev attempting the shimiwaza. Well, that one across the chin, so the referee calls mate. Could be just a little cut that Baboyev has picked up. This was the action. That reminds me of something I saw a few years ago. It was very controversial. This time round, no score. Well, there was never going to be a score for Macias, because no part of the scoring part of the body of Baboyev came into contact with the mat, so it couldn't be him. But Baboyev was losing control of any effort that he may have been making. So in the end, no score was a good call. Well, just taking a little bit longer to tidy things up. But once they've done that, we'll be back underway. It may mean a little bit of head taping up required before Baboyev comes back to the tatami. Shouldn't take that long. Macias, number 6 on the world ranking list. Baboyev just a few places down, lower down at number 9. Had a good group representing this weight category here. Hashimoto, the world number 1. Orozhov, the world number 2. Ganbatar, the world number 3. World number 4, Hidarov, that were all here. And we're back underway, and Baboyev does indeed have his head taped up now. Maybe it's a cut to the forehead and a little bit of plaster on there, and then the rest of the strapping is just to keep that plaster on. Oh, and now it's a whack for Macias. And it's over the eyes. That's a really awkward place. I hope that's not impaired his vision at all for Baboyev. Looking for the Uchimata, Macias. And then thinking about going outside, maybe for Haragoshi. But it's Baboyev who comes up with the score. Osodomaki Komi from Baboyev for Wazari. Minute 40 odd left to go. Still time for Macias to come back. He attacks on the right side. Ojigari, and down goes Baboyev. Good score from the Swede to pull things back. Minute and a half left to go. Can he get that leg out? He does, but he's not able to secure the upper half of the body for the Osai Komi. Good score from Macias. Hung in there. Nice tight battle between Macias and Baboyev. Last 30 seconds should see it. Oh, problems here. Hanging on just that little bit too long was Baboyev. He was lucky to get away with that, to be honest. He just hung in there for a little bit too long for my liking, without coming up with the attack. Soon as you have that grip, you should attack. Sumigeishi effort from Macias on the left-hand side. Time ticking away there in normal time. Looks as though we're going to need a period of golden score to settle this one.
Golden score.
Golden score it is then. Again, Macias first to attack there. First to score wins it. Not quite enough to come up with a score there, Baboyev. No, good call. Wasn't enough for the score. Video referee commission had a look at that one and said no. Referee made a good call. Baboyev just having to tidy himself up. They'll give him a couple of seconds to breathe. The same for Tommy Macias. All the instructions from the referee clearly heard. Tie it up strong and make sure it's tight. And we're back underway. Wazaria piece. Kosodagaki almost countered from Baboyev. Well, Macias gets given the call. I wasn't that sure about it. They're going to have another look. The referee likes this for Sweden. I think it's after the event that he gets rolled. Baboyev gets rolled. No, he can't score this because he gets rolled with a different technique. Macias attempts the Kosodagaki. Yeah, he gets down, almost countered, and then he rolls him with something else. So, no, that was glad they cancelled that one. Uchimata left-sided from Baboyev. Almost turned. I like that one for the turn. Yep, I like that one for the turn. Good bit of work from Tommy Macias. Yeah. And you can see from Baboyev that he's not worried about that when he realizes that that one was okay. Good battle between Macias and Baboyev, but in the end, it's Tommy Macias of Sweden who comes out the winner. Let's take a look at the highlights from this one.
Dear friends, you can see the highlights on the screen.
Дорогие друзья, а прямо сейчас лучшие моменты на экране.
Coming up next, the final of the under 73 kilo category. Hashimoto Soichi of Japan faces Lasha Shavdatoashvili of Georgia. It's Hashimoto in the white judogi, Shavdatoashvili in blue. World number 1 up against the world number 8. Iatsev, Margelidon and Hedarov lost out to Hashimoto, Van Tichelt, Gambata and Boboyev to Shavdatoashvili on the way to this final. Referee in the middle for this one, Gostoni Balash of Hungary.
The current world champion, Hashimoto Soichi.
Current world champion, Hashimoto in the white judogi up against the former Olympic champion at under 66 kilos, now up and firmly established in this weight category, giving Hashimoto a bit of a roughing up. Yeah, well, it's a contact sport, and it can at times be a bit rough, and there was a bit of rough and tumble to get the under 73 kilo category underway. You'll see some class, however, here, because both of these fighters are classy fighters. You can hear Irakli Sirakidze in the background just giving a few instructions to Shavdatoashvili. Quite against the rules, actually. Whether Shavdatoashvili can actually hear him or not, I doubt it. He's almost whispering. The only reason we can hear him is he's got a camera next to him with a microphone. Anyway, there's no score yet, 2.5 minutes left to go. Penalty free at the moment after that initial burst of action at the beginning. Things have calmed down a little bit. Makikomi effort there from Shavdatoashvili, but it was a little bit desperate. He didn't quite have the grip on him. Anyway, Hashimoto has picked up a penalty for passivity. No real harm done. 2 minutes still to go. Single penalty against the world number 1, the current world champion. Beautiful move into Osodagari. And Shavdatoashvili got frozen there in defending one technique. And Hashimoto changed the direction. It was too late for Shavdatoashvili to react to that. And he went over for Wazari. Beautiful piece of work there from Hashimoto. Yeah, he's got time. He's had a look at the clock. He reacts to that Seonagi. And then he comes around the back. for the Osoto. So Wazari the lead for Hashimoto now. Yeah, well, Kosteni Valash can hear Irakli Sirakidze. He just asked him to tone it down a little bit. Half a minute left to go. Shavdatuashvili now desperate to come back with the score. Uchigari threatening here. Got to come up with an attack that results in a score. And he's missed out now because Hashimoto will burn time on the ground. Don't get involved now. 17 seconds, up you get. "15 seconds left to go." Shavdatuashvili still wants a piece of Hashimoto. There's not enough time, unfortunately, for the Georgian. Can't get past that left arm. That'll be it, I'm afraid. Yep, Hashimoto takes this one. There'll be others. The single score by Hashimoto, just that little bit too clever for Lasha Shavdatuashvili on this occasion. It was a good battle. Hashimoto's been the show today. Saw off Iatsev in the opening round. Two in between were okay, but that last one, that was class, that was quality, tough battle, and Hashimoto it is who takes it.
This is the first gold medal for Hashimoto Soichi at World Judo Masters.
He owns this, doesn't he, Hashimoto? 3 in a row.
Dear friends, please stay with us till the end of the...
Let's have a look at the highlights.
Дорогие друзья, мы просим оставайтесь с нами, потому что мы продолжим прямо сейчас и соревнования, и самое главное, церемонии награждения.
You can see the highlights on the screen and the victory of world champion Hashimoto Soichi, Japan. Dear spectators, the awarding ceremony for women under 57 kilo.
Дорогие друзья, мы начинаем церемонию награждения. Девушки, весовая категория до 57 килограмм.
The medals will be presented by board member of CNP Group, Mr. Alek Kushba. Bronze medalists are for Korea, Kwon Yoo-jong.
We come now to the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 57 kilo category. And the bronze medals go first of all to Kwon Yoo-jong of the Republic of Korea and to Helene Rassavo of France. The silver medal goes to Yoshida Tsukasa of Japan. But the gold medal goes to Do Tsuren Sumia of Mongolia.
The prize money and the flowers will be presented by former president of the Judo Federation of Russia, Mr. Gennady Galetkin.
The flowers are being presented by the former president of the Russian Judo Federation, Mr. Gennady Galetkin. Haven't seen him for a few years, but I tell you what, he's looking good. And from what I've been told, he is a regular visitor to Russian judo competitions. Still keeping his hand in.
And the matryoshkas will be presented by General Secretary of the Judo Federation of Russia, Mr. Vladimir Lubintsev.
Yoshida's had happier days.
Dear spectators, please rise for the national anthem of Mongolia.
And now the national anthem of Mongolia.
Thank you very much. Now, have a picture with VIPs and judoka.
Дорогие друзья, прямо сейчас традиционная церемония фотографирования наших уважаемых гостей и спортсменов.
Well, they're happy enough, aren't they? Look, Kwon and Resovo were the bronze medalists. Yoshida took the silver and Dordserin the gold. Where we come now to the last of the weight categories. It's the under 63 kilo category, and the bronze medal contest features Jules Franssen of the Netherlands and Daria Davidova of Russia. It'll be Franssen in the white judogi, Davidova in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one, Ali Sharikani from Saudi Arabia.
In blue judogi, representing France, Rio Olympic silver medalist and current world champion Gladys Akbeganur. And in blue for Mongolia, 2017 World Championships bronze medalist Baltor Shmunkuchime.
There's a look at Daria Davidova. Now a chance for the Russians to take a medal here. They've already had one gold medal with Natalia Kuzyutina. They'd be really pleased if they could take another medal in the women's weight categories, Russia. Strong grip on the left side from Davidova. Franssen having to break that up. Franssen coming over on the right there, trying to work on the arm, but Davidova has just managed to slip that out. Left-sided, Makikomi effort. She was falling away from the target area, so no chance of coming up with a score. Davidova picks up a penalty for passivity. Got herself into a good position, did Davidova. Couldn't quite finish off, however. Franson is a real battler. She makes the most of her skill set. Always working hard. Couldn't quite get the feet in the right place to threaten Davidova there. And this time she did get turned, but there was no power in there. Uchimata effort, still pushing, but lost control with the hands. Davidova picks up a second penalty now. Half a minute left to go. Franson with the advantage. No score on the board, but the two penalties picked up by Franson just makes it that little bit easier for her to work. Time for a score now. Would finish it off nicely. Couldn't quite come up with one, however. And it'll be golden score between Franson and Davidova.
The W1 golden score.
Well, is this where Franson is going to take it? Done all the hard work. Not quite. See, Franson has been here before in these sorts of situations. This is really quite new territory for Davidova at this kind of level. Oh, got to be careful on the arm there. Good effort there from Davidova. Got a good strong grip. Couldn't quite finish off. Now Franson looking for the turnover. Nah, not there. That was beginning to unravel fairly early on, actually. Well, it looks as though Franzen may have done enough here to take this. Yeah, false attack.
Bronze medalist in white for the Netherlands,
from Davidova, results in a slim win, just on the back of that single Shido in golden score, going to Jules Franzen of the Netherlands. See if you've been able to discover some highlights from this one, and we'll be back with the final.
Show your respect for our athletes by staying with us till the end of the tournament and all awarding ceremonies. Thank you for your preparation.
Дорогие друзья, уважаемые болельщики, мы просим вас остаться для проявления уважения и почтения к спортсменам, которые принимали участие в соревнованиях. Дорогие друзья, совсем скоро нас ждут с вами финальные встречи и церемонии награждения.
Right, we come now to the final of the under 63 kilo category. It's an all-Japan affair between Tashiro Miku of Japan and her teammate Nabekura Nami. It'll be Tashiro in the white judogi, Nabekura in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Jefferson Vieira of Brazil.
Let's welcome the athletes in blue for Japan. The current Asian champion, Nabekura Nami. And in white, also for Japan, the winner of Tokyo Grand Slam this year and double masters gold medalist, Tashiro Miku.
Won the World Championships back in 2015, the Junior World Championships. A couple of years ago now, fighting in the big league, Nabekura, that is. Well, it was always going to be a close battle between the teammates. Tashiro, I think she is higher up the ranking list. Nabekura actually at 4. Tashiro Miku down a few places at 8. Half the contest gone, no score as yet. Uchimata from Tashiro Miku, but Nabakura able just to push the hips forward a little bit and get that blocked. Right-sided effort from Nabakura. Toshiro now having to do the blocking. Minute 20 odd left to go. Long leg stretched out there by Nabakura. We're not really going anywhere. Inside the last minute, still looking for the first score. Mercifully, it's been penalty-free. Both fighters looking to attack. A little bit speculative there from Nabakura. She looked to drop onto the arm. I tried to lock on with that Jujigatami, but Toshiro wasn't having any of it. Gold medal at the World Masters at stake here. They're not going to give this one up easily, are they? Both involved in a tight battle here, and we're going to need a period of golden score to sort this one out. Half a minute into the golden score period. Ojigari right-sided from Nabakura just threatens Toshiro for a moment. He just lifts the leg. Uchimata, however, from Toshiro finishes off beautifully. Really nice finish there from Toshiro Miku. Good effort from Nabakura Nami, but it's Toshiro Miku who takes the gold medal in the under 63 kilo category.
For Japan, Toshiro Miku. Also congratulations with the silver medal, Nabakura Nami, Japan.
Right, we've got two awarding ceremonies to bring you. Before that, we're going to have the highlights from this one.
Дорогие друзья, уважаемые болельщики, мы просим вас остаться для церемонии награждения и чествовать спортсменов, победителей и призеров первого дня мастерств в Санкт-Петербурге.
Dear friends, we one more time kindly ask you, please stay with us till the end of the awarding ceremonies. Thank you for your cooperation. Dear spectators, the awarding ceremony for men under 73 kilo.
We've got the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 73 kilo category coming up now.
The medals will be presented by General Manager of Sport Division of Hakuhodo DY Media Partners, Mr. Yakumitsu Kenichiro. Bronze medalists are for Azerbaijan, Hidayat Heidarov.
And the bronze medals go first of all to Hidayat Heidarov of Azerbaijan and to Tommy Macias of Sweden.
Silver medalist representing Georgia, Lasha Shavdatuashvili.
Silver medal goes to Lasha Shavdatuashvili of Georgia.
And 2017 World Judo Masters champion for Japan, Hashimoto Soichi.
And the gold medal goes to Hashimoto Soichi of Japan, who retains his World Masters title.
The Matryoshkas will be presented by Head of Referee Commission of the Judo Federation of Russia, Mr. Vladimir Vostrikov. Dear spectators, the national anthem of Japan.
And now the national anthem of Japan.
Thank you very much. Now, family picture with VIPs and judoka.
Дорогие друзья, а прямо сейчас традиционное фото на память спортсменов и наших почетных гостей.
Heidarov and Macias were the bronze medalists. Shavdatuashvili took the silver, but it was Hashimoto who took the gold. Right, don't go anywhere because we've got some highlights for you now, and then when we come back we'll have the last of the awarding ceremonies.
Don't forget, we will waiting for the last awarding for women under 63 kilo in 2 minutes.
Дорогие друзья, и мы в ожидании последней церемонии награждения, которая начнется совсем скоро. Церемония награждения девушек в весовой категории до 63 килограмм.
We also inform you that after the first day of St. Petersburg World Judo Masters, Team of Japan have 4 gold medals, Mongolia 2 gold medals, Russia 1 gold medal.
Дорогие друзья, и итоги первого дня. 4 золотых медали завоевала сборная Японии сегодня, 2 золотых медали завоевала сборная Монголии и 1 золотая медаль в активе российской сборной.
Right, we're ready to get underway with the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 63 kilo category. The fighters are lined up ready, so are our VIPs. Cue the music, Georgie, and let's have a look at the medal winners.
Dear friends, welcome to the last awarding ceremony for today. It's for women under 63 kilo.
Дорогие друзья, мы начинаем финальную церемонию награждения на сегодня. Это девушки весовой категории до 63 килограмм.
The medals will be presented by President of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Marius Wieser.
Medals are going to be presented by the President of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Marius Wieser. And the first of the bronze medals goes to Clarisse Agbegninu of France. And there's a bronze medal too for Jules Fransen of the Netherlands.
Silver medalist for Japan, Nabekura Nami.
Silver medal goes to Nabekura Nami of Japan.
And gold medalist and 2017 World Judo Masters champion for Japan, Tashiro Miku.
Well, the gold medal goes to Tashiro Miku of Japan.
Prize money and flowers will be presented by Olympic bronze medalist Sydney 2000, Mr. Yuri Silkin.
Well, the opening day of the World Judo Masters in St. Petersburg has seen the home team, Russia, taking the gold medal. Natalia Kuzyutina took the gold medal in the under 52 kilo category, but it's been a terrific day for Japan, who've taken gold medals in the under 63 kilo category, under 48, under 60, and the under 73 kilo categories. Mongolia picked up 2 gold medals. And it's Japan who topped the medal table with 4. We'll be back tomorrow with more action from day 2 of the World Judo Masters. Join us then. We look forward to your company, but from everyone here in St. Petersburg, it's bye-bye for now. Time now for the national anthem of Japan.
Thank you very much. Now, a family picture with VIPs and judoka.
Дорогие друзья, большое спасибо. Ну а прямо сейчас традиционное фото на память наших спортсменов и уважаемых гостей.
dear friends, one more time, congratulations to all athletes, especially all medalists. Today was the first day of St. Petersburg World Judo Masters 2017. Thank you for coming and supporting Judo.
Дорогие друзья, мы вновь поблагодарим всех спортсменов.